This pilot was launched in October 2021, and it allows students to ride public transportation without paying a fare. So with a Go Pass tap card, your students have unlimited access to the LA Metro and 12 other transit agencies within LA County up until June 30th, 2023. And we're going to share this link in the chat box. But first, that has to get in the hands of your student. The school has the passes. And secondly, you must register parents in order for them to use the pass. And this year, for the first time, a gun safety acknowledgement letter will be included in the parent-student handbook. And please sign this paper and return it to your school. I push for this because 70% of the student shooters gain access to a lawfully purchased gun from their residence or the residence of a relative. If there are guns in the home, students, I know, they know where the guns are stored. That's why they have to be locked up, just like they know where the money is in the house too. So lock that up too, by the way. Well, that's it for me. On the screen and in the chat box, you'll find the different ways to contact me and stay connected with Board District 3. And you may sign up for our newsletter by scanning the QR code on the screen. I wish you a wonderful rest of the meeting. Good luck. Dr. Baca, you're in a wonderful local district. You already know that, but I'm telling you again. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Schmerelson. Next up, we have our board member from Board District 4. Please join me in welcoming a champion for children, Mr. Nick Melvoin.
Thank you, Dr. Baca, and hello, everyone. I'm Nick Melvoin, proud Board Vice President and representative for District 4, which includes most of the Encino, Tarzana, Woodland Hills, and Reseda communities in local District Northwest. I'm very excited about not one, but two new superintendents, Superintendent Carvalho, who started earlier this year, as well as David Baca, our interim superintendent for local District Northwest, who I've had the privilege of working with as he wears so many different hats in LA Unified, and we're in such capable, compassionate, brilliant hands out here in the Valley. So thank you, Dr. Baca. If possible, though, I'm even more excited about the strategic plan that the board just adopted in June and that you're going to hear about this evening. So thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to hear about what we are up to at LA Unified. I'm glad to see this exciting alignment with our existing Board of Education goals, our strategic plan, our budget, which really all do need to be aligned to drive progress and achieve the goals we have for your kids and your families. I'm especially happy because a lot of the priorities that I've worked hard to enact in this district over the last 5 years are reflected in this strategic plan, which again, you'll hear more about in the coming hour or so. Things like greening and outdoor education, social emotional learning, early ed expansion, the academic recovery and learning after the pandemic, arts education, dual language programs and support, and workforce development, micro-credentialing support for our incredible educators and staff. So as we dive into a new school year driven by this strategic plan, I'm looking forward to seeing more progress and accountability in the execution of this plan and the benefits that will inure for your families. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you to my colleague, Mr. Schmerelson, for updating us on some great and important things that parents should be aware of. We'll circle back soon as well with information about our Youth Advisory Council and other ways to contact us, but you're in incredibly capable hands, as I said, with Local District Northwest. We're so excited to welcome your families back in just 2 weeks. So thank you so much, Dr. Baca, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening and enjoy this town hall.
Thank you, Board Member Melvoin. We also had the opportunity to meet earlier today with Board President Gonez. So Board District 6 families, Board President Gonez couldn't be with us right now, but she does send her greetings. Similarly, Superintendent Carvalho sends his greetings to local District Northwest families. We're excited to dig in. As I put on that parent hat and I said, what are those questions that either we've heard from parents or that I'm wondering myself as a parent, we first came to updated health and safety practices. So it's now my pleasure to turn it over to our mighty Administrator of Operations here in Local District Northwest, Dr. Deborah Bryant.
Hi, good afternoon, our Local District Northwest families. I would like to welcome you this evening and let you know that the health and safety of our students and staff remains our top priority. LAUSD continues to align our health and safety policies to the guidance and recommendations provided by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. With that in mind, the following health and safety practices will continue to be available to all LAUSD schools. Upgraded air filters in our ventilation systems that are inspected and regularly placed every 30 days. Personal protective equipment, PPE, is available to all students and staff. Increased sanitation of shared learning spaces and restrooms, and increased access to hand sanitizer. This school year, in alignment with the guidance of the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, LAUSD will transition from our weekly PCR testing of all students and staff to response testing using rapid antigen test. Response testing focuses on testing only those individuals who are symptomatic or who have been close contacts to a confirmed positive case, rather than testing all individuals and having families stand in long lines in the heat as we did last year. We appreciate you for that. We will not be doing that this year. Optional baseline testing will be available to all students prior to the first day of school. You can contact your child's school and they will provide more information on how you can access an antigen test to test your child. Participation in baseline testing is highly recommended and should be done 48 hours before the first day of school. LAUSD will continue to follow the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health guidance on the use of face masks. At this time, the use of face mask is highly encouraged and recommended, but it is not required when indoors or in crowded spaces. More information is forthcoming on daily health screening protocols for this school year. As has been the case throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, LAUSD will continue to modify its policies and protocols based on changing conditions in the community and based on the recommendations of the county public health officials. Any changes to the health and safety protocols will be shared with the community once they are available. Now I'd like to also remind you that we are excited to share that LAUSD is distributing devices and/or connectivity hotspots to all LAUSD students who need them. This week, from Tuesday through Friday, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at our local District Northwest office, located at 6621 Balboa Boulevard, Lake Balboa, California, 91406, and LAUSD staff members will be on site checking out devices and/or connectivity to students. If you are unable to make it during the week, we are also hosting 2 Saturday community distribution events. On August 13th, Saturday, August 13th, from 8 to 1, we are hosting an event at Sepulveda Middle School, which is located at 15330 Plummer Street, North Hills, California, 91343. And also Saturday, August 20th, from 8 to 1 p.m. at Lawrence Middle School, which is located 10100 Varial Avenue, Chatsworth, California, 91311. To pick up a device, a parent or guardian must be present, and students must be enrolled in the LAUSD school. Please apply now at device.lausd.net. If you do not have access to apply online, we will have technicians available to assist. If you have any questions, please contact the ITD Help Desk at 213-241-5200. Thank you so much. And now back to our local district superintendent, Dr. David Baca.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bryant. For anyone who just joined, welcome. We're glad you're here with us. I am the new interim superintendent in local district Northwest, and I'm pleased to spend some time with you this afternoon. With that, it's my great pleasure to share our 2022 to 26 strategic plan with you. We'll provide you with background on the development of the strategic plan, our process to engage our entire Los Angeles unified community, the structure of the plan, and our call to action to ensure that all students are ready for the world. On the next slide, you'll see the overall purpose of a strategic plan, which is an important tool to develop and share our promise to our families and the whole LA unified community. In the plan, you'll see our vision for our students and community and a blueprint for how we will achieve that vision. By sharing the plan with you and the broader LA Unified family, we're creating alignment throughout the district. We're taking the first step toward a future where systems, values, and actions all work toward our common vision. On the next slide, you'll see something Board Member Melvoin spoke to, which is that the timing and how everything is connected. So the timing of the strategic plan is purposeful. It was published on the heels of the 100-day plan report from Superintendent Carvalho and purposefully designed to coincide with the district's LCAP and the district budget processes. The Board of Education unanimously approved our strategic plan at the June 21st board meeting. This approval ensures we move from small coherence to greater coherence, and that the coherence is visible throughout our district and the strategic plan document. Next, you'll see some information about our planning process. We started the listening and learning process in February of this past school year. We were grateful for the opportunity to hear the voices of our community, your voices, your perspectives and insights inform the development of the priorities in our strategic plan. The goal was to complete the strategic plan and get it approved by June 2022 so we could start the 2022-23 school year full steam ahead. With that, we've achieved that goal. Just last week in local district Northwest, we had the opportunity to share a strategic plan with our principals. As I look at the participants, I see a great mix. We have some of our mighty principals here with us. Thank you for your time, principals. We have some educators such as teachers, school staff with us, and some families. We're pleased to begin implementing the plan as we begin this new school year. On the next slide, you'll see a little bit about our community engagement. We thank the many students, families, community partners, and staff that attended in-person and virtual meetings, as well as those who participated in our online surveys. We connected with over 20,000 people and held over 100 engagement sessions. We also received over 237,000 contributions via the online thought exchange. Next, you'll see there were a number of themes that resonated with all the groups and meetings held throughout LA Unified. Common themes include improving communication internally and externally, ensuring high quality instruction, closing achievement or what we as educators call opportunity gaps, supporting mental health and social emotional learning. This won't be a surprise, particularly on the heels of a pandemic, keeping students safe, happy, and engaged. We heard the word joy over and over, creating more choice pathways for families. And lastly, filling staff vacancies. Families and educators, I can share that your school leaders have been working tirelessly to make sure the schools are fully staffed and ready to go for the first day of school on August 15th. The local district team has been reaching out to schools feverishly today as we're reaching that final stretch, but we're in a good spot. On the next slide, we'll begin to provide a 30,000-foot overview of the LA Unified Strategic Plan. The plan itself contains rich detail and is inspired and driven by our students, their families, all of you, and the communities we serve. We begin with what we believe. When our students ask, "Are you ready for me?" we must all be able to answer with, "Yes, we are," not just to some students, but to every single one of our incredible young scholars. This commitment is embodied in our core beliefs, which serve as the foundation for everything we do and represents the things we hold true. Equity. We believe we must unapologetically call out and close the persistent opportunity gaps. Collaboration. We believe we exist to serve the students and families of Los Angeles Unified. Excellence. We believe the communities served by Los Angeles Unified deserve the most exemplary education. Next, after listening to our community, we developed the following mission, vision, and theory of action, respectively. These sections outline why we do what we do, where we want to go, and how we will get there. Our mission tells us and those around us why we exist and illustrates our purpose. Our mission is realizing excellence for all students by providing the unique, rigorous, and culturally relevant education that each and every student deserves. Next, our vision communicates where we're going and how we envision our future. Our vision is Los Angeles Unified will be the premier public school district by eliminating educational inequities to graduate all students ready for the world to thrive in college, career, and life. Superintendent Garvalo came to LA Unified really with this vision that we will be the best, the premier public school district. Thrilled to see it memorialized in our strategic plan. With that, throughout the strategic plan document, you'll see the statement, ready for the world, repeated frequently. Ready for the world actually came from one of our parents at one of our engagement sessions. A mother shared, I want my child to be ready for the world. And so we took that and we ran with it, but we also wanted to take a moment to provide context and background on what this means. Being ready for the world means many things, but first and foremost, it means that all students graduate from our district fully prepared and inspired to thrive in college, career, and their lives beyond our classroom walls. Being ready for the world means our students will graduate with the skills and knowledge they need to live out their dreams. With that quick overview of the beginning of our strategic plan, where we're heading, our mission, our vision, it's my sincere pleasure to turn it over to a respected colleague here in Local District Northwest. That's our Administrator of Instruction, Dr. Margaret Kim. Dr. Kim?
Thank you, Dr. Baca, and thank you everyone for joining us today. We recognize that the only way for us to implement a plan that accelerates student achievement and closes opportunity gaps is to ensure that we have clear goals and benchmarks for measuring our success. Metrics will allow us to monitor our own progress toward the goals that we established and make adjustments along the way. The Board of Education has created 4 powerful goals that establish our guiding philosophy for the primary areas of success. These goals are the central point, and we must organize around them to ensure our students are ready for the world. Most importantly, these goals build greater alignment on how to best meet the needs of our students. The 4 areas of success are post-secondary, numeracy, literacy, and social emotional wellness. The first goal is around post-secondary. The percentage of Los Angeles Unified students in a graduating 9th through 12th grade cohort demonstrating college and career readiness with a grade of a C or better on University of California or California State University A through G approved courses will increase to 70%, 70% by June 2026. You can see the targets of 2026 outlined here in the strategic plan, and also more historical data on how our students have performed in these areas is included in the plan to help contextualize these ambitious but attainable goals. And the next goal is around literacy. In order to build a strong foundation for literacy, we'll move 3rd grade students an average of 30 points closer to proficiency on Smarter Balanced Assessment for English Language Arts from 2022 to 2026. So we have 4 years to attain these goals. The next one is around numeracy. In order to improve Algebra 1 pass rates, we'll move students an average of 40 points closer to proficiency on Smarter Balanced Assessments, math, from 2022 to 2026 for students in grades 3 to 5, as well as grades 6 through 8. And last but not least, our 4th goal is around social emotional wellness. At each school level, students in elementary, middle school, and high school will demonstrate growth of 8% in each of the social emotional learning competencies of growth mindset, self-efficacy, self-management, and social awareness by June 2026. Preliminarily, it'll be measured by the school experience survey that we're all very familiar with full transition to a different metric, a portfolio rubric to be implemented by 2023-24 school year. These 4 goals we shared are the centerpiece of our plan, and we have included actions our community can also take to directly influence high-quality instruction, as well as ways to support the necessary conditions within our district to promote learning. We'll now shift to the architecture or the building blocks of the strategic plan. We have shared our foundational core beliefs with you. Our theory of action defines how we will achieve our goals and where we are heading. Now, our community of schools administrators will outline and explore the other building blocks of the strategic plan, the pillars, priorities, strategies, as well as metrics. And we'll begin with Administrator of Canoga Park Chatsworth Community of Schools, Ms. Mary Melvin. Ms. Melvin?
Thank you so much, Dr. Kim. So let's begin with the pillars. The pillars, which represent the 5 critical areas we will focus on, are pillar number 1, rigorous and responsive academic programs to achieve excellence for all. Pillar number 2, safe and healthy environments to promote joy and wellness. Pillar number 3, authentic engagement to leverage the power of our families, communities, and educational partners. And pillar number 4, innovative operations to ensure lasting organizational success. And finally, pillar number 5, development and uplifting of talent to serve and support all students. These elements are not intended to stand alone. They will work together in a coherent system to provide an exceptional educational program that ensures all students graduate ready for the world. While the pillars themselves are high level, the priorities each represent targeted ideas or areas the district must align and act upon to drive student achievement and to build the capacity of all of those in our community to best support our students. You'll see a total of 20 priorities with 4 pillars under each. With 4 underneath each pillar. You'll see that on the screen in front of you. And now to explain in further detail, let me please introduce to you Dr. Denise Collier, the Community of Schools Administrator for the Taft Community of Schools. Thank you, Dr. Collier.
Thank you, Ms. Melvin. Good evening, everyone. In the plan, there is a page for each priority. We have outlined the strategies we believe will be the most impactful ways to move the needle in these areas. Today, we look at the first priority from pillar 1, academic excellence, but we encourage you to review the plan in its entirety. We have so many bright spots in our district. Students, schools, and teachers reflect the best of what Los Angeles Unified has to offer, and we will continue to find and elevate these exceptional people and practices. In addition, you will see some strategies that represent both new and existing areas of emphasis for our community. These strategies are detailed actions that educators will be able to take to support implementation of the plan to meet the needs of all learners. Throughout the plan, you will see targeted advocacy and differentiation for student groups. Some strategies call out specific student groups, while other strategies call out the need for personalization to meet the various needs of all students, from English learners to students with disabilities, to gifted students, to homeless and foster youth. On this slide, along with the strategies, you will see metrics and resources or measures of success for each priority. These allow us to monitor our progress in relation to our goals. These measures of success serve several purposes. In addition to helping us gauge the impact of our strategies on students, it provides useful information on ways to optimize or further align our actions. Our measures of success also establish accountability so that we can guarantee the alignment of district staff at every level, ensuring that we are working in support of these same goals. You'll notice that in many cases, these measures are aligned to our 4 district goals and our LCAP aligned targets. In some instances, new metrics were developed in response to new strategies or initiatives. You'll also notice that several strategies connect to and impact the same metric. This includes post-secondary, literacy, numeracy, and of course, social and emotional wellness. Lastly, the plan includes links to resources around the district, which will support our schools and community members with accessing information and support systems. When you have a moment, please download a copy of the strategic plan online at https://achieve.lausd.net/strategic plan, or you may also use the QR code you see on the screen. Hands off to the Community of Schools Administrator from Monroe, Roger Avila.
Thank you, Dr. Collier, and good evening, everyone. With that, we have shared technical components, the nuts and bolts of the strategic plan. We have wholeheartedly encouraged our families, staff, and stakeholders to dig into the plan to fully understand our vision, which centers on students, demands acceleration of student outcomes with an emphasis on closing opportunity gaps, and positions LA Unified to be the premier public school district by graduating all students ready for the world, ready to thrive in college, career, and life. With this plan, committing to action now, our students cannot wait. We call upon you to help us ensure our students graduate ready for the world. We must work together to elevate our students to achieve academic success, develop social emotional resiliency, and embrace the joy of a positive and fulfilling school experience. Every member of the Los Angeles Unified community has a part to play in this effort, and we urge you to join us and commit to celebrating and supporting the work of this plan. Together, we will take our students to where they need to be. And we call on you to show up, to step up, and to speak up on behalf of our students and in support of one another. Through this plan and through our promise to each and every student, we can ensure that all our young scholars will be ready to thrive and be ready for the world. And we need you to act alongside us. Now, back to our local district superintendent, Dr. David Baca.
Thank you, Mr. Avila. Local District Northwest families, I want to express my sincere gratitude for you taking time to spend with us this afternoon, and also to the entire Los Angeles Unified family for embracing this vision. Everyone shared their perspectives and insights, and those perspectives contributed directly to the development of this strategic plan. This plan is much more than strategies. It's a culture that defines who we are and where we are going. Before we prepare to close, and I see the team is working hard to answer every question. So if you have a question, please submit it and we'll try to answer every single one. We did want to share a quick video with all of you, courtesy of our early education centers and wonderful students on our Ready for the World strategic plan. Mr. Mella?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for me, world? For me? For me? For me?
With 2 weeks to go to the first day of school, we are ready in LA Unified. Parents, please stay connected with us. Many of you said we want not just webinars, we want in-person meetings. You have my word. We will have in-person coffee with the superintendent, other options to stay engaged. Again, thank you for attending. Thank you for every single thing you're doing as families to take care of our local District Northwest students and get ready for an incredible 2022-23 school year. If you still have a question that we haven't answered, please stay on. We'll answer every question before we log off. For the rest of us, thank you so much. Enjoy your dinner. Have a great night, and we'll see your student back to school in 2 weeks. Thank you, everybody.